was just, don't let him fool you. He was just looking for an excuse to put his hands all over himself.
Pretty much. So like
Sound
this,
source?
like up and out.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be
Maybe
seen.
not down, it's not so directly behind the microphone, because I think most microphones are programmed, I think, to cut sound out when it's directly behind it.
What do you want from me?
I mean, so that you're loud, but not too loud. Figure that out.
I don't know how you want me to do this.
Can you see how mine is? So I don't know if this is going to be the proper way to do it or not either. So ladies and gentlemen, if our audio sucks, forgive us.
All right, I'm gonna try it like that. Try it like that. And here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this podcast. And I am Nero.
And I'm your dear old Dagster.
And for those watching, welcome to Video-sode number 3, which, by the way, I'm going to make that a copyright thing, because when you put Video-sode into YouTube, our stuff is the only stuff that shows up.
Really?
Video-sode has not been a word used by anybody, so I'm going to take that. I'm going to freaking own it. We're going to own the word Video-sode.
Unless somebody takes your idea with their money before you make your own money, and then they just totally jack it.
Yeah, if somebody does that, though, then I will just kill them. They will die. I will kill them until they're dead.
And this is the point where that legal disclaimer goes up. Yeah.
Don't steal my stuff. That's the legal disclaimer. Don't take my ideas. Because I know what my ideas are.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I wouldn't mess with him. He's from the military.
I'm also crazy. I'm a functioning psycho.
Highly functioning. Highly psycho.
I won't say on camera.
I think you just did.
Yeah, I said I was a functioning psycho, but I didn't say why. Legally, I can't say why.
Legally, you can't say why.
Because that would be grounds for, you know?
He can't tell you why they took off the jacket.
Or why they wanted to put it back on.
Or why I'm sitting so close to you now that I think about that. Like, I feel like I'm in danger here.
No, I wouldn't do anything to you.
Yeah.
Unless I caught you like trying to kiss my wife or something, then maybe we'd have a problem. But
nah, there's not going to be a problem. We're good.
So anyways, so we are. So it is our 10th episode. So we're kind of making this a somewhat special thing. There's hair right there, and it's going to bother me. We're basically making this a kind of an improv episode, so to speak. Basically what we're going to be doing is we're taking the alphabet game. If you guys aren't familiar with that, the alphabet game is like, he starts off with A, so he says a word, and then I would have to come up with something related to that word on the letter B. We're taking that, we're twisting it up a little bit, putting it in a candy wrapper, and shipping it off to Costa Rica. So, pause for dramatic effect. So, basically what we're doing is so if he starts, he's gonna come up with a topic of, that starts with the letter A, and he's gonna say, okay, you have to talk about this. Or like, you have to, what do you think about apples? And I'm like, oh, and then I've got like maybe 30 seconds to a minute or whatever to describe how I feel or talk about apples. And then I'm gonna be like, okay, how do you feel about booty cheeks or something? Whatever starts with a B, and that's kind of how we're gonna do it. So it's kind of like a on the spot improv. Talk about this as best as you can, based on the letter we give each other. So we're gonna do that, and I just realized that we are already at almost 10 minutes.
Well,
because we're fooling around.
We're gonna cut most of this out.
Yeah, I mean, but
yeah,
that just goes to show how much we
screw around.
Yeah. Man. So anyway, all right, who's going first? Or we're gonna play Rochambeau. 2 out of 3. Don't hit it too hard, you'll make the camera stop. Oh wait. I'm sorry. It's 1, 2, 3, and then shoot. Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's 1. Okay, you got me. So I'm going first. Or do you wait? Was it winner goes first?
I choose.
Oh, you choose.
I get to choose.
Okay.
You know what? I'm odds, so just so I don't forget that, I'll go first. All right.
Okay.
So with the letter A, So think of a word with the letter A. What do you think about anteaters?
I think it's interesting that anteaters, they are able to eat them without getting bitten. They kind of like suck them. Don't they like suck them up through their little nose thing?
Yeah, they suck.
Yeah, they suck. Anteaters suck. That's how I think. I think anteaters suck.
You'd be accurate.
No, yeah, I think it's interesting that they probably got like tough skin or something, I would think. But it's weird that there's an animal that exists primarily to eat ants, you know?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen an anteater in person? They're kind of big.
I haven't seen them in person. Just
They're like the size of a dog.
Just in pictures and on cartoons.
Oh no, that's what it is. They and their little nostril thing, they got a little tongue.
Oh yeah.
They have a little tongue that comes out, and it's just so weird that their diet is fully consisting of ants.
But is it though? That's my question.
I think so. That's why they're called anteaters. They just eat ants.
Or do they eat ants primarily? Or are they eating other food?
I feel like they'd have to eat a lot of ants.
What if they're eating other food, and then there's like just ants on their food? So because they're trying to eat the other food, they want to be eating ants as well, and that's why they become anteaters.
I don't. No.
That's probably not how
No,
that
because they
works
use their
at all.
tongue to get in the ant holes.
They like those ant holes.
Fucking dweeb. All right, you know what? Moving on. How do you feel about birdseed?
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Birdseed's pretty cool. You care to elaborate on why you think birdseed is cool?
Well, not really.
Well, you have to. So
yeah. Birdseed is cool because it feeds the birds, man.
Keeps them alive.
It kind of gives people a way to like feed birds without giving them. Because for instance, a lot of things that people give birds is pretty unhealthy. Like I know for certain birds, from what I've heard, from what I read on Wikipedia, which is totally trustworthy. Like if you give certain birds like bread and stuff like that, if they eat enough of it, they'll pretty much explode. Like birdseed, from what I understand, doesn't do that. Even in like high doses, and it's like something you can like give the birds and like a bird seed feeder thing, where they'll kind of eat that and not necessarily get into your goods. Like if you got like fruits or vegetables growing or something, like it kind of helps to keep them distracted while you plan for world domination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. What do you think?
So I got an idea.
You do?
So there's 26 letters in the alphabet, yeah?
Yeah.
So if I set a timer for 1 minute for each topic, it'll be about 26 minutes long.
Oh yeah.
For it to finish this thing.
Yeah.
That way we don't over talk anything too.
Okay.
So, all right, from here on out, we're gonna have a timer going. You can't really see that. We're gonna have a timer going for 1 minute. So, all right. So letter C. Your call, home slice.
I can't say the word that came to mind.
Cack.
No, not exactly. It's the one that offends the feminists. Okay, let me think.
Oh, getting bold, are we?
I still want to cut
It's like one of my favorite words too.
I still want to cut that joke out, but I won't, just for sake of like censorship. Censorship. What do you think of That was my segue. That was my plan all along. Censorship.
Okay, I'm starting the timer. Literally. So censorship, I won't say it's completely useless. However, the amount of censorship that we use is tragic, and I hate it. It is trash, and it is completely abused because there's people are just getting way too sensitive, and there's way too many things that we aren't allowed to show on TV or in a video or in music or whatever. You're supposed to be able to speak your mind, and you're supposed to be able to be creative, and that's really hard to do when somebody's slapping a tag on it and saying you can't do that. A big black bar that says nope.
Yeah, then you just gotta suggest everything, and some people are too stupid to figure out what they're suggesting.
Yeah, you gotta hide the jokes like they do in kids' cartoons.
Yeah.
Basically. All right, and there's that. So, all right. So D. Something that starts with the letter D that isn't disgusting because of censorship. I want you to tell me what you think about dragons. Go.
Dragons. Well, I would tell you all that I think about it, but my answer would drag on. I'm ashamed. Don't worry.
I'm gonna cut the timer off. We're gonna have to end the show here. Sorry, guys. We're cutting it early tonight.
Okay, so dragons, they're pretty cool. I imagine I would like them a lot more if I enjoyed the game Skyrim or the show Game of Thrones, but I don't. It's just not my cup of tea. I mean, I didn't really give Skyrim much of a chance. One camera cut out on us, apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it looks like this camera's the winner.
Why did that one stop?
I don't know, dude. I have no clue. I just
That's
cut out.
moderately irritating.
So for those of you that aren't aware, we're using two cameras, and the one we've been using, which now has a solid history of cutting out on us for reasons we don't understand, and one that we just bought today. So it's hopefully this one can carry us through, because it looks like the other one gave up.
Yeah, the other one.
And that's what I think about dragons.
Oh, nice. Yeah, asshole, you did that on purpose. That is weird that one cut off though. This one's still going though, so we're good. So
I think if for that reason alone, this camera's got a good pro. That's a good pro. This camera so far hasn't quit.
yeah, it's just all about quality at this point. But like I said, we got to see how it records in the daytime. Anyway, so letter E.
E. Okay, what do you think about? Okay, what do you think about the idea of elegance?
That's a stumper. Elegance. I think I don't know, usually when a person is elegant, they're kind of snobby. I mean, it's kind of a generalization, but I don't know. I mean, I like, am I thinking of elegance the right way? Like, being elegant, you're like...
Elegant is like
pristine.
Fancy, pristine, yeah, that sort of thing.
I mean, I like elegant animals. I think they're kind of funny when animals look elegant.
Yeah.
But people, I don't know. Not everybody is a snob, but I mean, all I'm saying is I've never had a good conversation in Scottsdale. And if you guys don't know what Scottsdale is, it's where all the rich people in Arizona live, basically.
It's also where they have like all the events where you spend money, like
lots of money,
like Barrett Jackson or the Arabian Horse Show, or basically, yeah, where all the 14.
They have a mall there called what is it, Fountain Hills Mall or something like that.
Sounds familiar.
There's a mall there, and I went there one time. This is just to give you an idea of how rich and retarded this place is. It was huge. They had live piano players in there. They had people performing, like, with violins and stuff. They were handing out glasses of champagne at multiple stores. Like, it was ridiculous. And the stuff there was, like, stupid expensive. Oh, man. I can't even imagine being able to, like, I was like, how do you comfortably come to this place, spend money, and still have money to, like, pay your house off? You know? That's how you know how people are rich over there.
That's
like, they can go to these stores and spend money, come home from a mall trip and be like, yep, I'm still living comfortably. Like, you know? Every time I go to the mall, a regular mall, I come back and I'm like, damn, am I going to be able to make the payment next? You know, it's
like you gotta pick and choose.
But
and
yeah, sometimes we just choose the wrong one. But you know, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So, what is it? F is my letter. I want you to tell me what you think about fondue. Go.
Fondue.
Fondue. You gave me a hard
Well,
one,
it's fun to do. Turning everything.
That one didn't work. I'm sorry.
That one didn't work.
Turn your mic off. You're officially kicked out again. To the dungeon you go.
Well, you know what? Just like herpes, I always find my way back. That was a weird one. Anyway, fondue. I know it's like fondue's like melted cheese, isn't it?
It can be anything. There's like, I think there's chocolate fondue and stuff like that. I think
fondue. Okay, well.
But yeah, it's usually cheese or the like.
Well, fondue.
Melted shit. Not literally, but figuratively.
Well, you can.
Literally be
You
disgusting.
can though.
It would actually be gross.
But you can.
Stop
You
talking.
can do it, so you can.
We're not doing that. No, we're not going there.
not
Talk about
planning
fondue, goddammit. We're not talking about diarrhea.
Cha cha cha. A fondue is. I don't know. It's probably
I'm
cool.
like 0.5 seconds away from killing
I
myself.
haven't really done it, so I don't know. It's cool, I guess.
Lucky for me, you're out of time. So I got Pepsi in my nose.
No,
I
you know
mean,
what's funny?
not Pepsi.
You know what's funny about
It's not Pepsi.
our answers though is that you kind of like get caught up on something else and you just totally go on this other rant, and then I just kind of like stall and make puns because I can't think of anything.
Just to keep me going because you don't want to talk about it because you know I will. So okay, what?
So that was fun. That was my opinion of fondue.
So G.
G.
Golf, because we were just talking about
Oh
it.
yeah, we were just talking about golf. That's too easy. What's your opinion of grocery bags?
Grocery bags, plastic or paper?
They're both grocery bags. What's
You
your
know
preference?
what, dude? I'm getting sick and tired of your bullshit today. Well, plastic bags are probably banned in California.
Yeah.
I know straws are. I mean, grocery bags as a whole, I mean, it sucks that the paper ones kill trees and stuff. I mean, you know, whatever, but grocery bags as a whole is a cool concept because you don't have to take in groceries like 3 at a time. You can be a total man and take all of the bags in at once, because if you don't take all the bags in at once, you's a bitch.
I concur.
And you don't want to be that guy. Don't be that guy that takes multiple trips.
Nah, you don't want to be that.
Because you're not, at that point, you're not husband or dad material. Like, you're not going to get picked up by any female if you take more than one trip.
See,
Taking groceries in.
the only issue with that, though, is that it's like you said, paper bags kill, like, trees and stuff, but plastic kills the ozone. So you're killing something either way.
Either way, yeah. That's just how the world works.
It is.
Convenience kills.
Hey.
Think about that.
Why'd that make me smile?
Everything that's convenient kills you somehow. Or kills Earth. One of the two.
Or rips out your soul from your body, like your beating heart.
I mean, convenience for us.
Yeah.
Like electric motor carts? Or the electric shopping carts?
Oh, yeah. That's mostly for, like,
Those are supposed to be for handicapped people. You know who fucking use them?
Trump supporters?
No. I mean, I'm sure they do. But I was aiming more at...
Liberals?
I was going to make a really bad joke, and I held it back because it's really mean.
Let's just the
Anyway, people that are not exactly...
The people on TLC. My 600-pound life?
Yeah, okay, there you go, yeah.
See?
Big people use motorized carts.
See?
My ankles hurt. Well, don't get so fat, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I couldn't let myself do that. You know?
I don't know if
Like,
it's
at
like...
what point do you just give up?
I don't know.
Especially those people, dude.
I was getting there at one point. So I can't really say much. But see...
Well, no, elaborate, because... so, like, for me, I can't... Like, mentally, I cannot imagine myself, like, just... getting that fat, you know? Like, that is big.
It's like, well, a lot of people, it's a psychological thing. Like, they use food to cope with things, you know, and it's a very dangerous thing. It's like using any other substance to cope with anything. You grow a dependence on that substance, and then the moments where you don't have it, you feel a little empty, you feel a little lost. So then you go back to that substance, and you can't stay away from it. For them, it's food. I wasn't quite like that. I was really bad at making decisions. Like, do I want the pizza or do I want the burrito? Or do I want both? And I usually chose both, and then I got up to 245 pounds, and I had to stop. True story.
So with the thing that you're talking about, like the dependence thing, I love food.
Yeah.
Like, a lot. Like, I eat. And honestly, if my metabolism wasn't so good, I would have to probably work out on a regular basis. But it hasn't slowed down yet, so I just stuff my face, and I somehow don't... It's irritating, though, because I want to gain weight. Not like fat, but like I want to put weight on, and it's so hard for me to do that because you know, it really is a double-edged sword. Some people are like, man, I wish I could just stay thin. It's like, you know, you say that, but let me tell you, you ever want to put weight back on, good fucking luck, man, because it sucks.
Yeah.
But it's one thing to, like, you know, really, or like using eating as your thing, and that's fine, but you can still eat a lot and put on like muscle though by just being active, or not even putting muscle on, but you just don't get fat. You know, it's one thing to like eat a lot and then, you know, still be doing something, and then it's another thing to eat a lot and then just sit around and then complain about how fat you're getting. You know,
Well,
and then complain about the struggle you have because of how fat you got. And it's like, you did this to yourself though. You know, you weren't born that fat.
yeah, you don't want to complain. That's kind of the annoying thing. It's like when it's like,
Well, that's when it kind of strikes me. It's like, if you're okay living like that, then hey, you go do, you know, you be you, whatever. If that makes you happy, then hey, whatever, knock yourself out. But if you're like bitching every day, like, oh my god, I can't, oh, this weight and blah blah blah, and
it's 600-pound
bro.
life though. That thing is so sad because those people, they say all the right things, but it's a matter of self-control. Some people don't have that, and it's like, have
I'm
you
guilty.
ever? Yeah, so I mean, you can understand it. But that's just an obsessive.
I also don't have as much motivation though, you know.
Well, they don't have any motivation to work out.
But
You
it,
know?
but if okay, so here's the thing: if they're complaining about being that fat, they obviously don't want to be that fat. So the motivation or the goal is to not be fat. So they have like a goal in mind, right? Like it's like for the betterment of their life. Like when I say I'm guilty, it's because I want to work out and like try to like stay muscular or somewhat, and like, you know, this, that, and the other. I want to stay in that body type or get bigger, but it's not detrimental. Like I don't really have like a huge motivation. It's more of like I just want it.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, oh, I can stop. It's not that big of a deal, you know. Whatever. I won't get big, but I'm not gonna get fat either. You know. For them, it's like, you know, this is like sometimes it's like a life or death situation, man. You know.
Yeah.
That like heavily impacts their life. Like they can't get out of bed properly and like walk around properly, stuff like that. So it's like you have that, because if that's what was happening to me, I would like damn sure be fucking hitting gym and stuff like every day, because I'm not trying to live in a
Well, I think that's kind of where
beach
the
whale or something, you know.
that's
Can't move.
again, that's the right call to make. But some people, that's where they kind of get back into that negative mindset and that depression, and that's where their dependence on that substance kicks back
Yeah.
in, and it's almost a involuntary or subconscious thing. Like, yeah, it's a choice of like, do I want to go ahead and eat it or not? But you can't really choose whether or not you're going to have that temptation. You can only choose whether or not you're actually going to fight it or you're just going to give into it.
Mhm.
And I think that's where people struggle.
That's true. That is a good point.
Like you can't not have temptation. Everybody has temptations. It's just a matter of, do you have the willpower to deny it or not? Do you have a clear enough goal in mind? Are you determined enough to follow through, or are you going to buckle under the weight of your own stress and go back to your substances?
You know, a really good way to test that? Go on a fucking diet.
Oh.
A diet is a good way to test willpower. When I was on that carnivore diet, I mean, I loved it, you know, because it was just eating meat all the time. I was like, hell yeah. But then there was those times, you know, it's like, this isn't meat, like donuts or something. And it's like, damn, I can't have that, you know? It's like, ah.
Yeah.
And it's, you want those things so bad, and you're just sitting there wanting it. But what's crazy about that is, you know, the thing about the willpower thing and like, you know, having to overcome these obstacles and stuff is, I can say once you like, so you break that habit, and then you're fighting it and fighting it and fighting it, and I will tell you, after about 2 weeks or so, it gets easier to say no. Because there was a time, actually, I was, after eating meat and stuff for so long, I think somebody had made like pasta or something, and I took the meat that I wanted to eat, and then they offered the pasta or whatever, and it like actually grossed me out. Like it didn't gross me out, but I was like, I don't want that. Like my mind was actually like, no. I don't want pasta. What the hell? Get it? No. It's like the smell of it. I was just like, oh. It was weird. It was weird, man. It was really weird. It's crazy how it like changes everything, you know?
Yeah.
But that is one thing. I mean, if there's anybody that has like issues of that sort or anything like that, I will say, like, if for anybody that is going on a diet or anything like that, or anybody that's, and I didn't mean to, like, the things that I said, it wasn't meant to be like bashing. I mean, yeah, I said it as like a mean joke or whatever, but realistically, if there is anybody that like is going through that kind of stuff, everybody has a different problem, you know? So you can't really judge people for their problems because everybody fights their own battles in different ways. But if you are going on a diet and stuff, I will say sticking to it is the best thing you can do because it sucks like a lot. Trust me, it is shitty. But if you can get past those like first few power weeks, it gets easier from there, and then you almost don't want those things that you wanted before, you know? It's when you give in and have those cheat days when you're so early on. I wouldn't have a cheat day until you're probably like a month or two in. And it also depends on what you're using the diet for. If you're trying to lose weight, I wouldn't have any cheat days, to be honest. But if you're, when you're doing these things, you just have to make it past those first like 2 to 3 weeks. Some people it might take a little longer, but for me it was about 2.5 to 3 weeks, and I just didn't want anything that wasn't meat. Really, I was just like, I'm not really. I don't really have an interest for it, you know. And so maybe the same thing will happen to you guys. So just that's probably my best advice is just sticking with those things. You just got to kind of be hungry, but to the right stuff. No pun intended.
It's a matter of changing your habits.
Yeah, you got to change your psyche. Basically, you got to. It's kind of like it's almost like remapping your brain when you think about it. It's kind of crazy, but yeah. So
that's what Nero thinks about grocery bags.
that's where we left off, huh? It was fucking grocery bag.
Yeah.
Damn, that went way off.
I'm pretty sure we've been at this for a little while now. You know,
probably. So much for the fucking timer that I set.
It's 32 minutes, so.
Well, that's also with the
bloopers and stuff in the
10 minutes of bloopers and whatnot.
So we're getting close to our ending one. So
yeah, we'll there's some words of wisdom at least. At least we got a nice little motivational message out of that.
Yeah. So I guess to say like we will just say real quickly. I know 10th episode isn't really that big of a deal. It's not anything to shout or celebrate over, but we do genuinely want to say thank you to those of you that have been listening, to those of you that have been watching. Not just what we're doing here on this, but also with the Colorfully Dark Studio stuff all in general, just the skits, the podcasts, all of it. You guys, whether you realize it or not, you guys keep us going because we know there's somebody listening, there's somebody getting something from this, and we're so grateful that we're able to be a part of your day-to-day, that we're able to make a difference in your life, if it's significant or small or whatever. But know that you guys who are sticking with us are making a difference to us as well, a huge difference. And we just want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for sticking with us, because you are just as much a part of this as we are.
I see what you did there.
And if you if you guys have any comments or anything you guys want us to talk about, just when we share the podcast on our posts on Facebook or even on YouTube. On YouTube, just go to the comments section, leave a few notes or whatever. Hopefully we'll see it in the comment section. Sometimes we don't always read our YouTube notifications quite right. At least I don't. So hopefully Nero will see it. But leave it in the Facebook, the Facebook post where we share this stuff, where we share our links. Leave it there. We'll definitely see it there for sure. Facebook will nag you every day until you check it. So we'll see it there. So if you have anything you want us to talk about, if you just want to say hi, I don't know if we'll do shout outs though. I mean, right now it's not a big deal to do them, but if we, eventually when we get enough of a following, it's going to be kind of hard to do that. So,
I mean, if you guys ask questions, we'll say like, hey, this person asked this question.
Yeah.
We'll put your name out that way. But, yeah, like he was saying, our fan base is what, the reason we do it. And even if it's a small one, you know, everybody's got to start somewhere. But it's the small ones that always come back. Those are the ones that we like, because those are the honest, like those are the honest fans. You know, those are the ones that are there for the content, not, you know, for the trending topics or, you know, whatever. It's so, I mean, obviously we'd love to see more people get involved, but for those of you that do listen and watch and stuff, like he's saying, don't be scared to talk to us or shoot us ideas or whatever. You can put it on Facebook, you can post it in YouTube in the comments and stuff. Now that we have videos, you can message our page directly. If you know us personally, I don't mind you messaging like our personal profiles on Facebook, but if we don't really know you, I mean, not like you're really going to be able to find us anyways, but if you do, we would prefer that you send it through Colorfully Dark on like the Facebook page for that. Even if you know us, I would prefer you do that, but if you really want to be independent, I guess you could send it to us directly. Yeah. But yeah, don't be scared to like talk to us and, you know, whatever. I went live on Facebook not too long ago when I was driving in the car going towards an interview. I had my phone mounted or whatever. I wasn't like holding it and driving, obviously.
I was curious about that. I was like, you just, hey everybody.
No, I have like a magnet I stick it to. And so I mean, only a few people had got on and watched, but it was also like in the middle of the week, so I didn't expect, a lot of people to show up. But I was trying to get like ideas for like future skits and stuff like that. So if you guys, it's not just podcasts, by the way. I don't know if you don't know, on our YouTube channel, the Colorfully Dark Studios, we're the only one on there that has that name. So it's usually pretty easy to find us. Or if you type in Video-sode, these videos will pop up. But I also post links to our other videos, like our original content that we've made in the past. So those, you can also, you can tell us like what you want us to do in terms of skits and like movies, or, I mean, just whatever ideas you have, throw them at us. Even if there's something you want us to talk about in a podcast or something, that, I mean, we just want to hear from you guys in general. That's what I'm getting at. I'm just rolling with the same ball, basically. Like, talk to us, because we're lonely.
We need friends. We've got like one friend. That's Laura. Hi, Laura. She was in our podcast a few weeks ago, and
sixth episode.
Yeah, that's where we
right. Because 7th was St. Patty's Day.
6th was where we talked about pickup lines and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was also in our Valentine's Day skit. So yeah, so we got friends like that. We got a couple other people we're talking to about maybe doing something with us at some point, but
we've got more than just a couple people that like follow the podcast and stuff. I know a few of my friends and stuff have talked to me about it before, but yeah, but anyways, thanks for you guys' support. I mean, for the ones that are showing up and stuff, and for everybody listening to the podcast that hasn't seen the videos. I know there's a lot of users on Apple and stuff that have checked us out. I don't know if that's like friends of mine or if it's just people from over Anchor and, you know, whatever links they're using, but thank you guys also. And if you guys want to, definitely check out our YouTube channel and our Facebook page. They're both Colorfully Dark Productions or Colorfully Dark Studios, one of the two. And it's like a little Microsoft Paint rainbow logo. That's what it looks like until we make a new one. Until we make a new one, which I will soon with Photoshop. But that's what to look for. It's pretty easy to spot. So check us out there, and we will see you guys next time.
See you on the flip side. We'll see you next time on this. You really just dabbed.
Yeah, I dabbed. I had to. I hadn't done it yet. It's the 10th episode. I do what I want, all right?
I'm not fired. I quit. No, I need this job. Okay. I think that's where we'll fade to black.
Fade to black. You can't say that. That's copyright.
Only if it's a song.